Yeah, Tuesday night, lights low, sparks fly. War report after dark, better fall in line. From WWE to TNA, AU to Spark. Vince the Prince from the Northeast set it off in the dark. OG Steve led the charge. Cat Al, Eric Us, 9 p.m. Eastern. Acknowledge the ring, acknowledge us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the War Report After Dark. It is official. Obafemi declared to be in Riyadh in the Royal Rumble. So things are coming together as they should because it's around the corner. We got a lot to cover. We got Saturday night's main event. We got Raw, SmackDown, TNA, and of course the Royal Rumble. Welcome everybody to another show. How you guys doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How about you?
Doing great.
Doing the best we can with all this goddamn snow.
That was insane.
Insane. 21 inches. Unbelievable.
Yep. About the same around here. I couldn't even get out my, you got a screen door after your regular old door. The snow drifts were so high I couldn't open my screen, my snow, the glass door. So I was like stuck.
Unbelievable.
I got a pedestrian. I only got a pedestrian 15 inches, so
I'm. Still,
I missed the 20s, which still sucked.
Yeah, it does. It sucks. Definitely sucks. Well, we have a lot to go over, so let's just jump right into it. We had Saturday night's main event, so we got to break that down. We got to talk about SmackDown and Raw, but I really just want to start off with the AJ Styles retirement, if that's all right with you guys. Because one thing that stuck out to me in the promo that he cut before being granted the title match with CM Punk, he specifically says, my career in a WWE ring is on the line. So I'm going to go back to what I said last week, and I'm going to stick to my guns, especially since he got his title shot against CM Punk already. I think he is losing. He is retiring from a WWE ring, and he is going to help rebuild TNA. And I think his final run is going to be in TNA, the true house that AJ Styles built. What do you guys think?
I'm so okay with that. I think – so here's the deal. It's either that he's losing, right? There's only two outcomes. He's losing and he's retiring, or he's winning and he's not. And the prevailing two theories are that they're doing all of this stuff, including Shinsuke posting that Instagram story as a fake out. He's really going to eke out a win or roll him up or something and get barely scrape by and win and then lose at WrestleMania and retire at WrestleMania. Or the other thing I've heard is his contract's up in February, February 1st. So they're like, screw it, it's your last night. There we go. Go out with a bang in Saudi Arabia.
As soon as it happened, Steve, you were the first person to come to mind because of that. And there's two parts of this that I see, right? He did specify my WWE career, right? So that does tell me, and based on the reaction he received in the house that he built that first night when they officially started that show off, TNA, you can see yourself not seeing AJ get a John Cena-like ending, but where he was John Cena, if you know what I'm saying, right? He was the John Cena of TNA. Therefore,
you can make a strong argument for that, for sure.
Right. You could definitely give him that last run over there. And at the same time, we've talked about this a few times in the show, is Gunther, the other side of the coin. He just retired John Cena. So, you don't expect him. Well, he didn't retire John Cena. I'll take that back. he beat John Cena in his last match, right? He earned the right to beat John Cena in his last match. And you can't expect the guy going up to that high for his next match to lose. No disrespect to AJ Styles, but to AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I mean, the reality
No
is
disrespect to him.
Dave Abbey and over at YouTube, and I agree, it cheapens a Gunther win. Like you can't have him be the guy that quote unquote retired John Cena. You can't have him be the guy that retired Bill Goldberg. You can't have him be the guy
Fuck over
that. Yeah, I knew that was coming, but you can't keep that momentum going and that real heat if you have AJ win at this point. And the fact that they gave him the world title shot on Raw solidified it for me. He got his match with Shinsuke. He got his match with CM Punk. This is going to be it. And it's a shame because they teased something with Javon Evans would have been great, you know. But on the other hand, there is a working relationship between TNA and WWE. So it'll be interesting. But I do not think Gunther loses. I don't. I mean, unless there's like some real shenanigans.
Right. Yeah,
but
that's the only way it would work.
You know, but I don't see how anything like that would make sense. I mean,
no, there shouldn't be interference or anything like that. It should be a pretty clean back and forth.
Yeah. So and I think he's going to make AJ tap. I mean, he's going to keep that theme going. It's you know, this is going to keep the heat on Gunther. So, we'll see.
Are we gonna call him the Legend Tapper? Is that gonna be his new name?
The Legend Tapper would be pretty horrible.
Yeah,
horrible name.
I mean, how do you go from Legend Killer to Legend Tapper?
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't have the same feel to me.
Unless, what if he?
Knocker?
What if he retires Randy Orton and then he takes the name the Legend Killer from him?
Okay, I don't mind that, but like years down, I'm not ready. I'm losing Cena. I'm losing AJ. Let's not talk about losing Randy yet. Let's not talk about losing Brock Lesnar yet. Shut up.
They're coming, man. They're coming.
Okay, but that could be a couple years. It doesn't have to be now. Fucking Christ, you can't do them all at once.
It's gonna be one by year. It's gonna be one by year. AJ
right.
this year, Randy the other, CM Punk the next.
If I had to guess the order going forward, it's going to be AJ followed by Brock, fired by Randy.
And does Gunther retire Brock Lesnar?
We can have that conversation. I mean, I don't understand why Brock needs to retire. The fucking schedule he's got. I mean, he wrestles once or twice a year, probably makes millions of dollars a match. So why retire? Come back twice a year. His matches aren't very long. So, you know, you don't need much build. You just need Brock to show up one show and you got your build because he's Brock. So, but I'm very excited for the Rumble, especially knowing that Oba's officially in it. Although I got to tell you too, the promo work or the video package they did for Roman to announce his return in Riyadh, I thought was awesome. Right. But then at the same time, I'm sitting there, I'm like, why say something? Same with Oba.
I agree.
Let it be a fucking surprise. The Rumble, the best thing about the Rumble are the surprises.
You said that last year, Steve. You said
I know. I say it. I've been saying it every fucking year. The last time we had a real big surprise in the Rumble, I feel like was AJ Styles. That was 10 fucking years ago.
Holy shit, you're right.
Well, that's not well. And
no,
I'm gonna get crucified because you had Edge. Yeah, I mean, you did have some others, but like a true, Edge was a true surprise because nobody ever thought he was actually going to get back in the ring. But AJ, nobody saw that coming. There was no words of it online. Like there was nothing leaked. They did that perfectly.
I mean, I didn't even know AJ Styles like that. But based on his pop, I heard the name before, but based on the pop he got, I was like, oh, this guy's got to be legit.
You do know that Vince didn't think that nobody was going to know who he was. Yeah. And he wasn't prepared to like sign him. He was just going to like bring him back for the Rumble. And then when his music hit, and nobody knew the music, But as soon as Phenomenal came up on the screen, that's when the place erupted. Vince
Right.
damn near shit himself, offered him a contract the next day.
My favorite story.
I was just like, yo, this guy got a pop like that, and he's out here with DMX on. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like him.
Oh, I know. It was such a No Sunshine ripoff, which is perfect. My favorite story about Vince McMahon and AJ Styles is that all he knew was that AJ Styles' finisher, the Styles Clash, injured two people, Frankie Kazarian and Yoshitatsu, because they bent their neck. It's the opposite of a back bump. You don't want to tuck your chin. You want to put your chin back.
Right.
So they tucked their chins and they injured themselves. So Vince McMahon was like, Styles Clash is banned. And then
That's how they did the flying elbow.
Yeah, so we got the phenomenal forearm. But during that match against Jericho at WrestleMania, they're talking to Vince about the match, and Jericho goes, "Oh, and he's going to hit me with this move." And Vince goes, "It better not be the Styles Clash." He goes, "Oh no, it's kind of like a power bomb. It's this, that, and the other." He goes, "Okay, that's fine as long as it's not the Styles Clash." And it was absolutely the Styles Clash, like one of the few times he actually hits it in the WWE.
But I thought
Well,
he does a style clash.
He
all the
uses
time,
it
no?
now. Well,
Yeah,
Vince isn't there
Vince-
anymore.
Vince did not like him using the Styles Clash. Yeah,
And he's not there anymore, so it doesn't really matter what he thinks.
right.
So let's get into Saturday night's main event, because we do have a lot to cover and we have a lot to break down. It opened with the women's tag, Rhea Ripley, Io versus Liv Morgan, Roxanne. I thought it was a great match.
Great match.
It ended the way I thought it would, but it was a great match. I want to talk more really about Cody and Jacob, because I was really looking forward to this match, because it's Jacob's first match since his return, and we wind up just getting a brawl, not a match. How do we feel about that? I thought the brawl was good. It went longer than brawls usually do, but at the same time, I was really looking forward to that match, although now it looks like they kind of might set up a Cody, Jacob, Drew McIntyre situation, triple threat action.
Right.
Obviously depending to see how the Rumble plays out, but
That's what I felt. I felt like it was just they wanted more. It was leading up to more. Like that stage wasn't big enough for that fight. And obviously they wanted to add a third leg to it. So I felt like that was just the way they were going with it. That's why we didn't get it.
Yeah,
What do you think?
so the thing is so Steve's right. They gave you a segment that was the length of a match, but no bell ever rang. So nobody wins, nobody loses. I imagine if they had a match, it would end in a very similar way where Drew interferes and then Cody loses because of Drew's interference. But they probably didn't want Cody to lose two in a row. They don't like him losing a lot in general. So they came up with this idea to give him a brawl to kind of get out of Cody having to take any kind of pin or loss. And then, now we move on to the triple threat and we'll see who takes the pin, whether it's Jacob taking the pin or what happens there.
I mean, Dave Abbey has a very valid question in this situation. Who's the heel, Cody or Jacob?
Wow.
I mean, if you
Jacob.
go based on story, Jacob's the heel because he cost him the title. On the flip side, the fans are behind both. So this is a face versus face situation. And I think the commonality is the hatred they both have for Drew McIntyre is going to be more than what they do for each other. And there's going to be a lot of 2-on-1 if they do a triple threat. Eventually, they're going to beat the shit out of each other, but it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
And I know they don't like they have no intention of turning Cody heel, but if they did, this would be the spot for a double turn because the crowds, I mean, I know they were international, but they were already starting to kind of boo Cody, and everybody, despite him being heel, like you said, is behind Jacob. So if you're going to do that Stone Cold Bret Hart WrestleMania turn, maybe you give it a shot. I know he's still your top guy and he's your main guy, the quarterback, all that, top t-shirt seller, whatever. But
Jacob could be a top guy.
Jacob is a signature win away from being a top guy. And it could be WrestleMania, triple threat against two of the other big guys in a championship match, or it could be, in a solo match, one-on-one match. It could be anything, but it has to be a star making.
It is not too far-fetched to think that in a triple threat situation that Jacob doesn't sneak out the victory and become world champion. And then you have Cody versus Drew fighting for number one contender and chasing Jacob.
Not too soon though to take the belt off Drew. You think?
I mean, this title
If
reigns
that's-
longer than the last one.
Yeah, the last one was 3 minutes long, dude.
Wow. Wow. That is so disrespectful to Drew, but funny.
but I'm
But
not wrong.
Yeah,
But,
But here's the thing: if the plan was, we want this, it seems like it checks all the boxes. Al, think this out. Cody's in a WrestleMania main event for a title. Check. If it's a triple threat, Cody doesn't have to take the pin. Check. Drew goes in the champion, so Cody doesn't actually lose the title during a triple threat match. It's all very protective of Cody because he's the
Right.
top guy, but it
You might as
also
well give him the belt back, right?
it gives you a lane for like Steve said, for Jacob to win the title, and then the feud is the other two guys fighting for number one contender.
That makes sense.
Dave Abbey, how much did Roman benefit from his turn? Cody feels like Roman did before the turn, like he's being forced down our throats. I mean, Vince, you've been saying that for months.
Just because I know the program, a lot of people didn't watch AEW when Cody was there. Cody comes out real hot and real strong, but if he doesn't change his character up, it gets stale. And that was the problem with the end of his run.
Here's the difference, though. And I've heard you compare this to AEW. And I just want to kind of throw this back at you, right? Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Would you agree, for the most part, the AEW audience are not children?
Yes.
WWE, predominantly children. Those children still freak the fuck out every time Cody comes out. They still wear his jacket. They still cry when he gives them his weight belt.
Right.
Like,
but
you know what I'm saying? So, yes, some of the older may be turning on him, but then you're going to start to get like a John Cena situation.
that's
where
exactly
he's not
what I was
going to
gonna say.
turn. The older people are just going to say what they want. The kids are still going to love him. And this
Right.
is your next John Cena. I mean,
Because you get
that's-
kids, you're going to get kids that were 9 and now they're 13 and they're going to turn on them just because they're getting older. But then, like you said, yes, you get
and it'll
kids
be
that are-
the cool thing to do.
right. And there'll be 4, 5, 6-year-olds who just start watching wrestling and they're going to gravitate towards Cody. So I absolutely see they could do a John Cena situation, or if they learn their lesson from the last couple guys, it didn't kill anybody. The world didn't end when Roman Reigns turned heel. The world didn't end when John Cena turned heel. It could have been better. We can all acknowledge that. But like Dave Abbey said, look at what it did for Roman. Cody could just have a brief. He could just have a brief period, like with Hangman. When Hangman turned heel, go ahead.
I got to jump in. I got to. Cody is not Roman.
The reactions,
and
right.
this is not based on in ring. Okay, the aura, the presence that Roman has versus what Cody has, I can't compare them.
Right.
Like Roman gives you goosebumps every time he comes out, heel or face.
Because it's organic. For
well,
Cody.
maybe that's yeah. I don't know. I
Cody,
feel like Cody as a heel, we're not going to feel the same way we did about how, like, when Roman turned and then formed the bloodline, and then it was like we got to get on the bloodline bandwagon, even though they're the heels. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't compare them.
Go ahead, Al.
Well, I was. For me, I've never seen that side of Cody, but you're right, because it's I mean, keep in mind, we were not fans of fucking Roman, like, at all.
Right.
Like, when Roman was a face, we hated him. Not hate is a strong word. We didn't like the fact that he was just pushed down our throat as, hey, he's the guy, without us picking him. So I don't know. I can't speak for saying if I see Cody as a heel, he might not.
But you know what it was too with Roman? Like, yes, I agree with everything you said. Then he turns heel, right? But like his gimmick didn't change. Like he was still Shield Roman. Same music, same gear, same horrible promos and this. But then like
the bloodline thing, and
you
and
gave him
Heyman.
Heyman. You gave him Heyman, which was huge.
Well, that
And
was
then
night 2 you gave him Heyman.
then
He
you
was there from
changed
day one.
his music, and that was the game changer. The way he came out to that music with Heyman and then started building that bloodline,
Right.
it was just a game changer.
No, I
agree
yeah.
with you.
Yeah,
But I haven't seen that in Cody. You don't know what Cody's gonna do. So, like, to keep in
But
mind.
can you see Cody as good of a heel as Roman? Presence and aura wise, I just can't see it. I don't know. Maybe I just can't see him going heel. Period. You know what? Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen him heel?
yeah.
Oh,
like,
sure.
he was
A promo and shit.
Oh yeah,
He
he was heel in his first run in WWE. At Stardust, he was heel until they turned him face. But then he was the one where like
Oh, God.
he looked at
Dashing.
himself. Dashing Cody Rhodes was a heel. That was fucking horrible.
Oh, when
And
he
undashing when he broke his nose.
Right.
How about when I've seen him when he had like that mustache?
That was dashing, yeah.
That was dashing.
Like funny. It was just
was
like he was like a comedy. He wasn't serious, right? For me, he wasn't a serious heel. And it's like,
I mean, Stardust
and-
wasn't serious either.
Right.
correct. And so I've never seen him as a serious heel. So that's my point.
Undashing got serious. He had a really good match against Rey Mysterio at like WrestleMania 27 or 28, something like that. And that was when. So after he had the mustache and all that, then he broke his nose. Like Rey Mysterio, I think Rey Mysterio hit him with the 619 and broke his nose. So he had to wear that mask that they wear, like basketball players wear. And that was more like he went from like Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. He got a little more serious when he was like covering his face and nobody look at me, I'm ugly.
And then when he joined with Orton and DiBiase's
Legacy,
and they
yeah.
joined Legacy, that was him. He was just Cody Rhodes, I think, then. And
Yeah.
that was like the most serious heel we had ever seen with
Right.
Cody. But even that was, he wasn't it was in a team and Orton did most of the talking and, you know.
He was a heel in Ring of Honor and New Japan as well for a while. So he's done it before. But let me float a situation by you. Hangman, when he turned heel, it was more that Swerve was starting to get cheered and that Hangman was resenting that Swerve was getting cheered, and then he was a heel until AEW needed him most, and he won the title back from Jon Moxley, and now he's a big babyface again. Cody could go through something similar to that, where it's like, self-doubt. He loses a couple matches. Am I still the top guy? You got this new guy, Jacob, that everybody's cheering over me. He could go through that kind of thing where he's like kind of a heel or whatever for a little while there, give a little dip, a little taste. And like Hogan against the Dungeon of Doom, where he was just a bad guy for a little while. And then, you can turn him back by like SummerSlam. But like, I don't know. It would be very interesting if Cody played a little more shades of gray, because he's got beef with both guys. So he shouldn't really be the babyface. He's got beef with both guys. So I don't know. We'll see.
So he should be the one to blame.
It just feels like he shouldn't be the underdog. I feel like there's enough of a triangle of dislike between all three guys where Cody could, if the crowd really goes for Jacob, have him play the babyface, Drew plays the heel, and then Cody's somewhere in the middle, where like if he's squaring up with Drew, people are going to cheer him. But if he's squaring up with Jacob, then they're going to boo him. He has to change the promo or the wrestling has to go with whoever he's wrestling with to kind of match it up.
So he's the flex. In other words, he's the flex.
Right.
He could play either role depending who he's wrestling.
Yep. He's the shades of gray, bro, according to Vince Russo.
Right.
He'd be right in the middle. Yeah.
So briefly, AJ Shinsuke was such a great match. Probably one of AJ's best matches in a long time.
And Shinsuke.
Shinsuke. I mean, those two know each other so well. Like, Shinsuke still just can't win a match for nothing. But what a match he put on with AJ. And I liked the show of respect at the end. Another fueled reason why I think this is really it for AJ. And then, of course, you had the Fatal 4-Way, Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams. That was a great match. Ended exactly the way I expected it to, with Sami Zayn getting the win.
100%.
So overall, Saturday night's main event was okay. I mean, it was nothing to write home about, I don't think, but it was good. I know we have SmackDown too, but Raw is pretty fresh, and I want to talk about something.
Yeah.
We talked either last week or the week before. We talked about Natty and how the shits she is on the mic and all that. But let me tell you, they did this video package that Natalia's dead and Natty is coming. And it was such a badass video and probably one of the best promos I've ever heard from Natty. Maybe because it was pre-taped and it wasn't live. But if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. And real quick, hey, baby girl. Addie's watching the ground. So yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But this might be a brand new Natty that we've been waiting for. Because if she doesn't... if she doesn't talk and she just goes out there and beats the shit out of people, we're in good shape.
Man, Steve, I thought we could make it a whole show without disagreeing.
Oh, talk to me. And thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you. I love you.
It's Natty. She ain't do nothing for me. Like, next, like, I'm not worried about her, bro. Like you said, it was tape. What was that, 27 takes to get that right? Like,
yeah, but let's play to her strength. If pre-tapes are her strength, let's do pre-tapes because I don't. If the other option is giving Natty a live mic, pre-tape that shit all day long.
She doesn't do anything for me, man. I think the women.
Listen, I think we have to see this new Natty though. Like if she came out and she just ran through people, maybe you'll start to change your tune.
It's Natty.
You can't take away her in-ring work.
No, don't get me wrong.
She just can't be a character, but maybe this is,
great in the ring. But my thing is that when they give her a mic, oh shit, what are we gonna get? Like I really and I'm gonna say no disrespect, but shit, 80% of her career on the mic has been pretty ass.
I don't disagree. Yeah. But if they can do live what they did in this video package, we got a chance. That's all I'm saying.
We got an 80-20 chance, but okay.
Well, we haven't. So you're saying there's a chance?
There is a chance. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. Stephanie Vaquer, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. I thought it was a great match.
I thought it was the second best match of the night.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
AJ. Yep.
I love watching Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
And I like they set up this no holds barred or Philadelphia street fight. I think they're going to be doing next week. So I'm excited for that. You had so this was a great segment. So we had some follow up with the whole Pierce and Vision saga. So the Vision comes out, Heyman cuts a great promo as always and invites Pierce out. And Pierce comes out and he has to apologize, which he does. And he winds up putting all members of the Vision in the Rumble. And if you saw Heyman's face, he was concerned by this. Because obviously the idea is that Braun Breaker wins, which has been my pick for months, as we know.
Right.
But now you put them all in, they're going to want it. But then you fast forward, Logan Paul, they have a meeting. Logan Paul, you think he's going to mention himself and says, I think we should all help Braun win. So the idea going in is that they're all going to be on this mission to help Braun. But somebody, I don't know if it's going to be Logan Paul or if it's going to be Austin Theory. I don't think it's going to be Bronson Reed, but I think one of those two is going to try and get rid of Braun. And that's going to start some issue, but I'm telling you, I still think Braun Breaker's winning the Royal Rumble.
He should.
All right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Al.
As soon as you say some shit like that, there's nobody else I can think about than Logan Paul doing some shit like that and getting caught red-handed and getting just thrown by 2 or 3 of them off the top rope into somebody on the ground.
Especially because he's the one that was like, we should do this all for Braun. So it would be perfect
Correct.
for him to be the one.
That sets it up. Yeah. Huh.
100%. Like, so for me, if that, which I could see happening, and they could start a feud right from there to WrestleMania, I could definitely see that happening.
Because I think he's always kind of been like, he's part of the group, but he's been like, I don't know, he wasn't part of the original group. He was kind of like a hired gun. And I believe the story was he wasn't even supposed to be in the group. It was always supposed to be Austin Theory, but Austin Theory was injured, so they had to pivot to Logan Paul. So
Is that what it was? I thought he was just looking for protection, so he said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, but I think part of it had to be with that. Part of it had to do, I think, with they wanted, because I had heard Austin Theory's joining the Vision for a while, and it hadn't happened. So I think they had him in there as like, well, we wanted a third guy, so yeah, we'll set up this story where he needs protection or whatever. He joins a gang, and then they bring back Theory. So it could be just the opportunity now to get rid of Logan Paul and let him go off and do whatever he's going to do, wrestle Jelly Roll at WrestleMania or whatever.
I'm okay with that,
bro. He looks skinny as hell lately,
dude. He's looking.
He's
fantastic.
doing great. He's amazing.
Awesome.
There's something else we really got to talk about. And it's something that we don't ever talk about on this show. I don't hear many people talk about it. And I think after yesterday, we were reminded at how fucking talented Akira Tozawa is. Like, if you really watch him, he is fantastic. He really is great and crisp in the ring. He's funny as hell with his facial expressions. You put him with Otis, and it's like a match made in heaven. But they had the number one contenders match with the Creed brothers and the New Day and Los Americanos, and they actually won. So we are getting Otis and Tozawa versus the Usos at the Royal Rumble for the tag team titles. And obviously the Usos are going to retain, but good for them. But Tozawa's really good.
Oh, he's amazing.
But they don't ever use him. I mean, the right way anyway.
Remember the dark match that we saw when we went? Because he was like that first match, wasn't he?
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah, and he did fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He had that little run, he had his little, I guess, singles man hot tag, I call it, when he had his little rush.
Yeah.
His little Hulk up. Yeah.
Yeah, his little Hulk up. It was fucking awesome.
He really is great.
He was good in the when they had the 205 Live division. He had the title, I think, for a little while, and he was wrestling some good matches then. I mean, the whole reason they scooped him up from Japan is because, like, he made a name for himself. They don't really, aside from like Yoshitatsu, God bless him, but they really don't hire a bunch of guys from Japan unless you can actually work. And he went through, I think it was the Dragon Gate dojo, and yeah, dude, he was one of their like top students, top guys in the promotion, and throughout the smaller stuff in Japan. And they brought him over for, I think, Cruiserweight Classic or something, and then he made it into a whole career. So good for him.
Yeah, he's awesome. And then for the main event, you had Punk versus AJ, which was a really good match. Of course, shenanigans in the end, which I kind of expected, but I didn't expect it to be Finn Balor. So now what's going to happen with Finn? Because that's the next thing we got to talk about.
True.
So he declares that he wants to be in the Rumble. Adam Pearce basically says, fuck you, roster lineup is full.
Wow.
Too late, too bad. And then attacks CM Punk. So are we getting a rematch at the Royal Rumble? CM Punk versus Finn Balor? Or does Finn Balor take somebody out, and that's how he gets a spot in the Rumble?
I'm such a fan of Finn Balor, man. I don't even know. I'm so disappointed. And when they give him promos like this, and they give you hope as a fan, it just gets me a bit upset.
I really got excited thinking, wow, he was really going to turn face, and then
what was
beats
that?
the shit out of Punk.
It didn't make no sense. It definitely looked like that.
If he listened to Liv, then it makes sense, because Liv was kind of like, remember who your family is, all that bullshit. And pissed off at the fact that he wasn't going to be able to be in the Rumble.
Correct. That is true.
It's just unfortunate that because, with this video game coming out and CM Punk's on the cover and all this stuff, you kind of already know it's a foregone conclusion that Punk is winning and taking this belt to WrestleMania. Whether or not he puts somebody over at WrestleMania, I think he should. I think it's the best time to do it. WrestleMania is a great time to put somebody over new, give him a title, strap a rocket to him. But yeah, he's not losing at the Rumble, and neither is Drew. You know what I mean? Like Sammy's going to put up a good showing, but he ain't going to win. So these are because it's January, because it's the Royal Rumble. We kind of know, unless they're really going to pivot, that these two guys are walking into WrestleMania as champions, and then we just got to figure out who they're facing, and that's kind of already set up too.
Right, and who's keeping a belt if there's one keeping a belt?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I go full fucking title change.
Whatever happened to his career? Yeah.
He's out on injury, sir.
Did you watch WWE Unreal? We all saw what happened to his career. Triple H gave him that talk.
We sure could. That sucks.
So let's shift to SmackDown. We had another Carmelo Hayes Ilya Dragunov match. I could watch the two of them go every single day of the week, twice on Sunday. I mean, those two are just match made in heaven. We had Cody did the backstage interview prior to Saturday night's main event, where Jacob got in his face. They had a promo, which was great. Jacob is great. We already know Cody's good on the mic, but he just does it in such a different way. It's just fun to watch. I love everything about Jacob. And then you had, so this is funny. Did anybody catch up with Unreal?
Yes, I watched the whole show already.
Vince?
Well, Unreal?
Yeah.
No, I did not watch it.
You failed your assignment, sir.
I know. I should have watched it. There was a snow day and everything, but I was watching other stuff. I know.
Dude, I'm a fucking teacher's pet. We got off. I finished that night.
It's okay. You can spoil it. It's fine. I have a short-term memory.
So there, I have that problem too. So Michael Hayes at one point in Unreal, when talking about Chelsea Green, is she's never really going to be able to be more than like a mid-card player because it's not believable that she can beat any of the top women. And specifically, he said, for example, Jade Cargill. And then on SmackDown, you had Chelsea Green versus Jade Cargill, where Jade just runs through Chelsea. Even though Chelsea was still great because she's Chelsea, and I could watch her all day long. And Jordan Grace was ringside, joining the Hervis, but not really. They're really teasing hard Jade Cargill versus Jordan Grace. But Chelsea Green is just great. But on Real, like, why air that? And then a couple weeks later, book Chelsea versus Jade. It's like, well, we know Chelsea's definitely not going to win because Michael Hayes just said she would never beat Jade. You know what I mean? Like, the timing just seems a little weird to me.
I think they did it on purpose. Think about it.
Yeah, this is
because of that.
It's definitely.
I think it's kind of stupid.
They mentioned it. So. Yeah, dude, this stuff is so curated. If it's on TV, it's on TV for a reason. And it could just be, and it could be one thing is that a lot of Unreal seems to be like messages from Triple H to different talent about what he thinks of them. And this seems to be like Michael Hayes cut the promo that Triple H wanted him to cut in that moment. To kind of let the audience know, hey, don't set your hopes too high on Chelsea. We've kind of found a ceiling for her. It's the U.S. title. She's good at that, but we don't see her as being world championship material. You know what I mean?
Well, they kind of make it seem like she is the female R-Truth. That's how they portray her in Unreal, which is not entirely wrong.
But guess what we could do? We could make her the fucking female Daniel Bryan. Because think about it, we have that power, and at the end of the day, the irony of what you're saying and how she is portrayed is completely what she's not, because she fucking fought Penta in Mexico and had a great match against him for what I've seen.
All she has to do is win Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
Of course. That's it.
And then she can cash in cheap by using the briefcase, whatever the case may be. And it would be amazing. The crowd would pop so hard.
Oh my god.
She's so fucking over.
I would
Um,
say the biggest pops, if not the biggest, for a woman's Money in the Bank winner.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
dare
yeah.
say
I agree.
I would dare say that.
Like, I think it would be as loud as like when Dolph Ziggler ran into cash in on the men's side.
That was huge.
Huge. Wyatt 6 MFTs for the tag titles as predicted. MFTs are your tag team champions, and they defeated the Wyatt 6
Yep. Sounds about right.
and still kept the urn or the lantern. The urn. So
Papa Shango's going to turn it into a necklace.
I think that just means this is going to continue. I mean, obviously, I guess they're going to get their rematch. It's got to. They also have to do an Uncle Howdy solo match,
Right.
So
Howdy Solo.
You had Nathan Frazier versus Johnny Gargano. Candice stole the mask. She was holding it. Who cares? Drew McIntyre cut a great promo. You had Flair and Bliss versus Julia and James and Legends and Jax. That was a good match too. I enjoyed that match.
Yeah. it was.
Damian Priest, Trick Williams. It was a good match. I mean, Trick Williams is just gold. You talk about another one that's
I was
over.
about to say the same thing. His aura.
His lemon pepper steppers. I mean,
His
he's
aura.
everything about him.
Once that music hit, man,
Yeah.
that shit is so dope. And he comes out in the all white with the white ass lights.
Yep.
Looks like he's
He's
coming out of like
fantastic.
heaven from hell. Like, I don't even know how to describe where he's coming from. Because he's a heel. He dressed
And the
all
whole
white.
crowd whooped that trick.
And the whole crowd out there. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
And that's
He's got
not
that- he's
built
got that,
into his
like-
theme song either. That is
No,
all
no.
the crowd. Just
That's I don't know, man. Like, it's for me, it's like I dare say he has a very unique, if not a very top tier entrance music. And he,
Oh, yeah.
and so far, you know, he looks good in the ring. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan.
Tara, is there a reason why Candice isn't wrestling anymore? That's actually a fair question. She hasn't been wrestling. Is there a reason? I haven't heard anything.
No. I think it's
Tara?
just
No, Candice, you said?
Candice LeRae.
Tara
Johnny
asked for it.
Gargano's wife.
Oh.
Tara's not wrestling. She's not.
No.
No, but Candace, I feel like it might be another one of those Sarah Logan situations where they're like, she can wrestle, but we just don't. She's not wrestling right now. She's gonna be a manager. So
Right.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, I would definitely watch Unreal. Al, what was your overall feeling about Unreal when you finished it?
You know, I'm a fan of the show. I just feel like it's pretty much a Triple H documentary in a way, but outside of that, it's cool to see how they get to certain scenarios that we watch obviously develop and unfold on TV, and how they can come up with the ideas. I just think it's cool. You know, I'm a fan of the show. I'm not a big critic of it. I'm not gonna say nothing too negative about it. You know, the wrestling business in itself is a very, very for tradition, a very secretive society. And for them to just go out there as being the biggest, not, you know, one of the competitors or someone in, you know, in the minors per se or independents, but the biggest corporation, and say, you know what, I'm gonna give you a piece of this, I'll take it. So I can't be a non-fan, and I can't wait for the next season to come out for they could develop John Cena shit. I want to
This
see
summer.
how they got that. Yes,
Oh.
in the summer.
Yep.
So that's upcoming. So there's a summer, so you have to catch up for you can watch.
They
it.
really do a great job. Like they really dive into the R-Truth situation, which
Oh yeah,
even got me emotional watching it. Like
it
there
was
was some really deep shit that went on with Road Dogg and just everything that happened with Triple H and R-Truth. And I like how they kind of broke that down. They also talked about the walkout with Naomi and Sasha Banks. And
Oh,
they show,
wow.
yeah, and they actually show a little of Sasha on there, and like
absolutely.
and they dive in deep to that whole situation, and then the comeback, um and like just some really really cool shit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. One of the so remember in I guess yeah when she won Money in the Bank,
Yeah,
and she like her nose got hit, and I don't think it was broken, but she started bleeding from the nose. She's in the back, and she was gonna come back in and like cash out. They were telling her like let the nose just dry, like it was like
yep,
pretty cool, just to make it like a little bit more dramatic or whatever. So you're like,
yeah.
hey, let the nose just dry, the blood just dry on your nose.
Right.
That
Yeah,
was
don't
when
wipe-
Naomi got destroyed by Jade, but then later on in the night went out and cashed in Money in the Bank and won the title.
When she put it through a table, wasn't it a face first through a table or some shit like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit was crazy.
but they dive into that. Then Lyra Valkyrie and her whole thing with Becky Lynch, they go behind the scenes with that, which was really cool because you think about
Oh.
somebody like Lyra who grew up and got into wrestling because of Becky Lynch, and they show like stuff from like when Lyra was in training school and how Becky would show up there and like work with the girls and stuff. Like it was they really show you some cool shit. Penta,
That match though, back to Becky and her and Lyra,
yeah,
there was a lot. I don't know if you recall, but there was a lot of botching in that match. The match didn't go as planned.
yeah.
This girl Lyra, I felt so bad for her, how fucking like destroyed she was.
She was so upset.
Oh my god, she was just bawling and just saying, like just bawling, but like
Well, like there's
trying to
one
be
spot
positive.
where her hands are tied in bands, like
right. Zip ties.
the zip ties, but one of her hands slips out. And in her head, live on TV, she's like, well, either two things. The camera caught it or didn't catch it. So she said, fuck it, and slid her hand back in,
Right.
but the camera did catch it. So things like that, and it's, but when you're on the fly in the moment, live
And
on
when she
TV,
threw-
like
Yeah.
you got a 50-50 shot if you're doing the right thing,
And then she takes Becky and throws her against a photographer, I think. A photographer that was walking by and shit. And then she apologizes to the photographer while the camera's
Oh.
right on her. Oh,
Yeah.
it was fucking
Yeah.
it was
It was a
horrible.
mess. It was a mess. But yeah, so you really get to see some really cool backstage shit. So I definitely enjoy it. It's definitely worth a watch. I understand why people are against it, especially the wrestlers. I could see why they'd have a problem with it because it is allowing you inside more than ever. But again, it is a WWE production. They're only showing you what they want you to see.
Exactly.
They're not showing you everything. They're showing you a little bit of the magic trick, but they're not showing you the entire thing.
It's their world, man. It's their world.
Right. And just because they have a plan or an idea doesn't mean it's actually going to happen on TV. And you see that too. Like things get fucked up and the pressure that the producer of that match has. Like they focus a lot on Abyss
Right.
because he's one of the producers. And he is so professional and he is so just not Abyss. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just really cool to see. And Bobby Roode and Tyson Kidd and like they're all agents, they're all producers. Michael Hayes, it's very cool. Bruce Pritchard, you see always back there with Triple H and sitting at Gorilla and yeah, man, it's cool. It's cool.
Didn't Abyss, was it last season? Something happened in a match and Abyss was like freaking out that he was going to get yelled at for it while he was watching it.
I just wanna make you happy,
It
boss.
was going over. They were going
Overtime,
over
that's right.
time, and they had to cut a big spot, and that's what he
Oh, yep.
was. Yeah. But again, that's that shit happens, and it's
It's live TV, baby.
Bully Ray tells a funny story. That one time him and Devon were in a tag match. I forget with who, but they wind up going over on a live Raw, and they go over by like 10 minutes.
Ooh.
And they go backstage, and they can't even get through Gorilla, and Vince is standing right there. And he gets right in Bubba's face and goes, if you ever do that again, it better be as good as what you two just did. But don't ever fucking do it again. Kind of thing. And he got a get out of jail free card, because if Vince didn't like the outcome, that would have been a whole different conversation. But that's how important it is. You know, they time out everything. So,
How
you know,
important to be fucking good. One or the other.
Tara, who is really Abyss, he was a big time giant in TNA. And he was known as the Monster Abyss. His real name is what? John Park or
Chris Park.
Chris Park, and he's now an agent producer backstage.
He's the gigantic guy in the big old suit. That's how you know it's him.
She said she's not watching Unreal.
Okay.
Or she said that last week. I don't know.
Well, all right. So a couple years ago, he played AJ Styles' lawyer.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They brought that character over from TNA because he had a twin. It canonically in TNA, Abyss had a twin brother who was an attorney.
Right. Oh, that was so
really
funny.
It was really him as an alternate personality. And then whenever the attorney started bleeding, he'd roll under the ring and turn into Abyss and put the mask on. And it was a whole thing.
It actually was very good. I enjoyed it.
It was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Abyss had some really good matches. Like, he was like the Mick Foley of TNA. Like, he was all about barbed wire, thumbtacks, fucking
but could still wrestle.
Big spots. Right. Especially for a big guy. He could wrestle.
The comparison was always Kane. People were like, this guy's the next Kane. And he was, at one point, he was very close to wrestling The Undertaker at a WrestleMania and ended up re-signing with TNA.
Which is crazy. Like,
and it's so crazy.
You have two contracts in front of you. One is to have a match with The Undertaker. One is to stay with TNA. How are you not going for Taker?
Especially back then. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I mean, that's a WrestleMania main event.
That's what I'm saying. Tyra, I know who Abyss is. I just don't know who he is in real life. Okay. Well, there you are. So
Chris Park, if you see, he's literally like, you might not recognize him without the mask on because he's kind of like he's not the handsomest guy.
She said she watched Unreal. If you watched Unreal, then you would know who Chris Park is because he's a big part of the show. There's only 5 episodes. He's a part of, I think, 3 out of the 5.
He's also the largest guy in this frame every moment. He's like 7 feet tall.
And he's the one that always, after the match, goes right up to Pritchard and Triple H. Was that good? Was that okay? Are you happy? Like, he's just very, like, prim and proper and, like, very respectful and, like, almost like he's terrified at every moment that he's going to lose his job.
Wouldn't you be? Holy shit, that's a high-pressure job.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it. If something goes wrong, even if it's not your fault because you're not the one in the ring.
Right.
Like, that could be your ass.
You share
there was a spot, wasn't there? And correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. There was a spot on the show when something.
There was
Well, I think it was that point when they went to LA Knights match because LA Knights match was the big one.
Yeah, and Abyss really told them exactly what Triple H wanted for that finish.
And Rollins, was it Rollins? Yeah,
it was Rollins.
And they went over some shit like that, and they were upset, right? Rightfully so. And they told him, Bruce Pritchard told him, he's like, yo, there's nothing you could do. You know, you're only writing the shit. You know, it's like there's certain things you can't control. They're going over. Well, that's their problem.
So he goes to Triple H and goes, we have an idea for the finish. So Triple H says, well, why don't you do this? And he explains a whole scenario. And Park is like, oh, I love that. Okay, that's it. We're going to do that. So he goes and relays that information. They know that's how the finish is going to be. It doesn't happen. So he's backstage going to Pritchard and Triple H. I'm so sorry. Like, totally like freaking out, apologizing. And Triple H is actually, to Al's point, the one that looks at him and goes, dude, you weren't in the ring. Like,
calm down.
I know you relayed the message. They fucked up, not you. You're good. You know what I mean? So he has common sense because Vince McMahon is probably the one you had to worry about because he just you know,
yeah.
he would
for
just
sure.
lose his shit.
Yeah. Which is so Tara. Now I like this. We just made the connection for Tara between Abyss and Chris Park, and that they're the same person.
Right.
She knew them separately as separate people, but yeah, because he's so not like Abyss.
Right.
Oh,
That's
he's
really what
so
it is. At
opposite
all.
of the character. Well, but you could say the same for Glenn Jacobs and Kane.
That's very true.
Like Mayor Glenn Jacobs versus
Yeah.
the fucking evil brother of the dead man. Like,
Or the
Yeah.
first fucking or the like Mankind at first and Foley, like at the end of the day, like Mankind at the beginning was
and you will
fucked up.
never understand how true that is unless you get the privilege and opportunity to actually meet and have a conversation with Mick Foley. Because
The
I've
best.
had the pleasure of having at least 4 or 5 different conversations with him for like more than 5 minutes at a time. And
Wow.
he is just the greatest guy you'll ever meet.
What a
Like
man.
just humble and nice and just willing to do anything. Like he's just such a great dude.
He is.
And huge. Like you don't realize how tall he is. Like I'm not tiny, and he towered over me.
He's a big boy. Yeah, you don't realize because everybody's so big in the WWF. He's a small guy when standing next to like the Big Show, but he's a
Right.
big guy in real life.
Yeah.
Really? Like how tall would you say he is? 6'4"?
I mean, I'm 5'10". He's definitely 6'3", 6'4". Has to be. We'd have to look it up, but he definitely towered over me.
He's a big fucking guy then.
Oh yeah, he's huge. And just
6'4" is pretty
and
fucking
just a
impressive.
softie. Like he's just the sweetest guy.
Like you don't see a 6'4" guy walking around every day unless you like. play
Yeah,
basketball.
Wikipedia says he's 6'2". So yeah, probably 6'2", 6'3",
All right,
right in the
6'2".
ballpark.
Ironically, having this conversation, I actually get the privilege to be next to one of the biggest humans I've ever seen in my whole life. One of my salesmen is 6'10".
Holy shit.
What?
Former
How does he fit
basketball
in the
player.
car?
Yo, he's huge. He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Does the customer ever say no, or are they just afraid and say yes to whatever he says?
To his credit, he's a great salesman. Actually, he's very good, very smooth, very soft spoken. You know, he's not threatening at all towards customer. He's but he's just a massive human being. It's
Tell him to
crazy.
come see me. I may have a job for him.
No, he works for me.
Let's sell some luxury cars. Come on.
Nah, he's good.
He needs a bouncer.
He sells Toyota. He's good.
Toyota, Lexus. Come on. Tomato.
Tomato. 6'7".
It's 6'8", 9".
Oh, good lord.
Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah,
we have reached the top of the hour.
indeed we have. And something I thought of, and we should discuss next week as we get, closer
Teaser.
to WrestleMania season. What do we see for Trick Williams coming up in the next couple months? Where does he land at the Rumble? Where does he land at Elimination Chamber? Where does he land at WrestleMania? I want to get, since he's not challenging at the Rumble, he lost that 4-way. Where do we see Trick Williams landing in the next few months? Something.
I say easily top 7, 8 in the Rumble.
Ooh.
And I see him probably getting a mid-card championship by WrestleMania, maybe.
All right, so we'll tease you with
So-
that. We'll tell you. No, go ahead.
Well, fuck this. I want to
Yeah,
jump
might as
in on
well.
this. So
Might as well
here's
jump
what
in.
I will say. I think Trick Williams has an outstanding showing in the Royal Rumble, but he's not going to win. I think he'll be in the Elimination Chamber. He is not going to win. He's going to have something at WrestleMania. It could be for a mid-card title, but I think he's going to have a great showing at Mania. And I think next year, in wrestling terms,
Right.
I think is going to be the year of Trick Williams.
All right, so we don't need to
That's
talk about it
soon.
next week.
That soon?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so
Why not?
hot. He
Dragon
is so
Wyatt's hot.
fucking hot right now.
Dragon
You
Wyatt's hot.
doing it. Listen, you're going to have the same thing with Oba.
Yep, I was going to say the same thing. Those two guys in the next year, by next WrestleMania, have to be in big positions on the card. Maybe even
Well,
by
I was gonna
SummerSlam.
say, don't you have Oba over Trick or Trick over Oba right now?
We have to
should
see
play-
Oba debut.
Yeah,
Let's
let's see
see
Oba
who-
debut.
Better showing in the Rumble.
Mm.
Because I'm telling you right now, we're gonna. I'm telling you, we're gonna get it.
I think
Olga and
Emmy is
Brock
top
face
five.
to face, and it's gonna be magic. Something
so,
big
man.
is happening for the Rumble. I'm telling you.
I hope so. All right, so we'll see the trajectory of Trick Williams. Maybe this will come up next. Maybe some stuff will happen in wrestling before next week's show. So we'll talk about it then. But we'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time, for another edition of the War Report After Dark. All you have to do is go back to whatever page you're watching it on right now, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook. Just go right back there, 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night, and you will catch our podcast. You can find us on a lot of platforms at Tag Me a Date. If you go to Facebook, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar. You can hit the thumbs up or the like button on the page to follow us. And the live stream will be right in your news feed on Tuesday nights. If you go to YouTube and you type Tag Me a Date in the search bar, our channel will come up. Hit the subscribe button and then also hit the notification bell so that when you get notified, when we go live, it'll send a notification to your mobile device or your tablet saying that we are going live on a Tuesday night. You can also follow us at Instagram, Twitter /X, and a couple other places at Tag Me a Date. And if you follow us on TikTok, it is the War Report Podcast. Just type that into the search bar. Again, our account will pop up. Hit that follow button. And in the week leading up to next Tuesday's podcast, we post shorts and reels across all of our social platforms so you can see what you might have missed last week or like the greatest hits from that week. And leading up to our show on Tuesday. And if you prefer the audio version instead of the video version of the podcast, you can always go to Stitcher, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. Type in the War Report. Type in Tag Me a Date. You'll see the logo in the top right-hand corner by Steve there. The description will mention Steve, Vince, and everybody's names. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. Steve or Ryan will rip the audio and upload it between Tuesday and Wednesday. And it will just go right to your tablet or your phone as long as you're subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. On your way out, if you could leave a like or a share or anything like that, we appreciate it. Thank you, Tara and Dave and everybody else and Addie for hopping in the comments. We will see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for another edition of the War Report After Dark. Have a great one, everybody.